What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with our Week 3 TBL Team Builder. I almost said game, but it's not that. We are here for Week 3, and this is going to be very interesting. First, before else, if you guys are new here, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to join the Phil Shocker crew today, because you'll be filling with the king of the crew. Also, before we get into this Team Builder, I need to make at least a quick announcement in regards towards our team, because I actually used my 3 transactions for the season. I think slightly made the team better. Probably not the greatest, but a little bit better for this team. So, I sadly did drop Regieleki. Regieleki was a Pokemon I was trying to use. Obviously, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I haven't played Week 2, so if you see TBL Week 2, that's why. Actually, 2 of those mons on that team are actually get replaced. But we're dropping Regieleki. I just generally feel like with this league, I looked at some of my matchups. Regieleki just didn't do as much as I really wanted it to do, I guess. Regieleki is still going to be a Pokemon I want to try in the near future, because there was a lot of possibilities I was thinking about Regieleki, especially with this matchup as well. Like, I was thinking, like, physical Lekki, maybe not exactly like choice-baited Lekki, but like normal jab or flying jab. Excuse me. Regieleki, and then just putting work. But then I was thinking to myself, I lose to everything else like that. And then I was thinking to myself, what can I do to make my team look a little bit better? And then I was looking at my matchups and everything like that. And then I was thinking to myself, there's a couple of Pokemon here that I have not tried, and there's some that I have never used in so long, and then some old reliable favorites. So that's what I decided to do. So I dropped Regieleki for Volcanion. Now, for those that know, Volcanion was my one Pokemon I actually single-handedly got 6 kills in one game with. And that was one of the best things ever. This is also, Volcanion used to be a really big MVP in an Ubers League I used to do that I think we maybe made the playoffs and stuff like that. Volcanion is just an overall fantastic Pokemon. This gives me another defogger for my team, which you may think to yourself, that's kind of a wasted move slot, but honestly, in some matches, literally Volcanion needs to just dual stab and then maybe a coverage move or so, and it literally just beats teams. Like, yeah, water ground types are a problem. Again, solar blades are things right there, and then once they're weak and fire move can do much. And earth power is still a thing as well. And ultimately, I thought it was a really good thing. Yeah, it stacks on the water weaknesses, but it gives me a second water immunity for the team, which I think gives me a better option there as well. It also just gives me a better fire type than Reboot was on my team. So, spoilers, we dropped Reboot. But I felt like there was, and I was actually gonna plan to bring Reboot to this matchup, by the way. Fun fact. But I decided against it. But yeah, but anyways, Volcanion I think provided a lot more utility, a lot of more offense for my draft, because my draft doesn't, I don't think, scream very offensive. It just screams kind of more defensive with reliable pieces to it. So I feel like I needed to kind of change it up in that regard. So there's that. I dropped Beware for Tauros. Now, week 1 we didn't get to use Beware at all because of, timer and stuff like that. Week 2 we plan on using Beware, hopefully. But I'm taking a bit of a risk by not bringing a fighting type. Now, the reason why I'm not going to bring not have a fighting type on this team anymore, um, in some ways, I felt like I didn't need the fighting typing. I definitely needed more, like, ghost resistance on my team, and I think that's what a mon like Tauros does. If you guys don't know, Tauros is a fantastically great normal type for the fact that it's got great offense, great speed, doesn't have great bulk. It's not really the best thing in the world in terms of that. But overall, it's just a Pokemon I think puts it lot, a lot of great diversity and stuff like that. So in that regard, yeah. But I think Tauros also having good access to a little bit of a mix set with the Sheer Force boosting Fire Blast, Ice Beam, and stuff like that. Overall, I just felt like Tauros was just a fantastically good Pokemon to have, and I just definitely think it's going to be one of the big pieces to my team. So definitely something that. And last but not least, we dropped Reboot, like I said earlier, and we picked up Luxray. If you guys don't know, Luxray is just, if you have not seen Luxray just do work, Luxray just does work, dude. Luxray is a fantastically good Pokemon. I love it so much. It's so good. I think it's just an underrated threat that I think a lot of people sleep on. And the first time I ever drafted Luxray, I won a championship with it. And I'm currently using it in a VGC league, and it's put on some good work in the weeks in some of the weeks I have brought. And I overall think when it comes to Wi-Fi, I feel like this would just be a fantastic Pokemon to have. I think it's a good, reliable mon I really know and use comfortably well for an electric typing and stuff like that. Because I do tend to kind of low electrics that I'm more comfortable with than trying new electrics. But then again, there's Zapdos, and I agree with Zapdos. Now I'm using Roaring Wash in the league, and I love Roaring Wash. Like if I had some testing with some of these mons, I love them. But if I don't get testing, like with Regieleki, I mean, Regieleki I still think is dope. Don't get me wrong, but all that. But I think Luxray, better fit. Also, really good supportive mon with Intimidate as well, being kind of new utilized with Toxic Thunderwave potentially, so who knows. But in the end of the day, that's what it says. Yeah, the new members on our team are going to be Volcanion, Tauros, and Luxray, and I really think they work well with this team, and let's just see how we do. Well, with all that out of the way, I figured I'd say this all in the video right now instead of doing a separate video. Real quickly, let's get into this matchup. We are going against Coach Manbird, who I would have faced in one league, but I guess things came up for him. He wasn't able to commit to the league anymore, which unfortunately meant I got a forfeit win. But I think I've faced Manbird before, even before that. I don't know if I've won or lost against him, but this is gonna be looking like a really good matchup here. Really good match here. Definitely a little bit of a tough matchup, but I think it's gonna be a good match. I think it's gonna be really fun. I think it's gonna be really interesting. And I'm just excited for this match. So let's just get into the team preview. So his team consists of Zygarde 50%, Primarina, Licky, Heatran, Virizion, Alakazam, was it All Might for some reason? Morpeko, Dusknoir, Crobat, and Sudowoodo. Now, looking at his team, now my transactions should be legal. If not, you're seeing the new team builder. I'll break the fourth wall on that one too for you, but looking at his team, though, Sudowoodo can now come as a potential option because I do have two water types that are kind of weak to rock, but the slower rock, and the Sorcerer's Choice Scarf Sudowoodo, which, salute to you, sir. I did make, my team did become massively rock weak. I do understand and accept that I know, but, you know, I got a Steel type, I've got a Ground type, you know, I got a Bulky Grass, excuse me. Rock type Pokemon are definitely gonna be a Pokemon I gotta be very careful around and just in prep. But Crobat, I don't think Crobat's gonna really come with the new changes I made, plus with the team I already have. I think Crobat's not that good, and it kind of sucks for him because Crobat is his only second remover on his team, and I just think he's just like a removal potentially. But Crobat could be a good defogger, offensive pivoter. You just a pivoter in general if he really wants it. Dusknoir could be a possibility. I think cost a possibility now, but I still don't think he's gonna bring it just because again, things like Tauros can kind of manage around that. Plus, he doesn't really want to burn Tauros when I could have the side. Like normal types that get burned and can actually make use of that burn actually is very disadvantaged wise for ghost types, especially if the old type has decent coverage as well. Excuse me, if you hear the meow, it's my little kitty. But Dusknoir I think could be a potential threat, but again I don't know if it will come or not. But who knows? Morpeko, definitely could see Morpeko coming now to this matchup for sure as well. Definitely see the Aura Wheel, Psychic Fangs, maybe Protect just because he can change his mode from Hangry mode, and the normal mode. Because if you guys don't know, is that Aura Wheel actually is affected based on the form he's in. If he's in the Happy mode, it's an electric type attack. If he's in the Dark mode, in the Hangry mode, it's a Dark type attack. So Protect's really good because it helps you get that right mode you need to do damage with Aura Wheel. And Aura Wheel also gives you a speed boost. That's also a Rapid Spinner, which can give him more speed. Go infinite and beyond with this thing. So I can think like a Protect, Rapid Spin, Aura Wheel, Psychic Fang set easily comes versus my team. So definitely something to be scary about. And as for his main 6, I think Zygarde comes. I have no good switches to Zygarde at all, really, except one. And I'm scared of the Zygarde. If it's Coil Zygarde, I'm not as scared. I mean, with the team I'm going to be bringing, it's definitely not the best against Coil Zygarde. But I can rather handle that than Setup Zygarde. Primarina, I think Specs Primarina, scary. Very scary. Very much don't want to deal with that. But, Licky, since I don't have a fighting type anymore, I do think Licky comes. I think just in general, Licky comes just because of how defensive it's going to be against our team. It's definitely going to be an annoying mon to have to struggle against. Heatran, I think Heatran's a very good wall against them in terms of my typing. We might have scared it away now because we have Volcanion, but I do think it's a possibility he could still bring Heatran. Virizion, very scary threat. I don't know this would be a choice scarf for Virizion. I feel like I'd be wasting his scarf on Virizion if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Where he can just run maybe Jolly, max speed, or something like that. Excuse me. But I don't know. It could be still Scarf, who knows, but I think there's a lot more versatility options for Virizion. And then Alakazam is definitely see a Pokemon I can see kind of being modest, maybe, or reinforced to be timid in case of Archeops. I could easily see like a modest or timid Magic Orb Zam. I don't think Focus Sash makes a lot of sense against a team like I have. I think Life Orb makes a lot more sense, and I don't have a switch into Life Orb in Zam. I'm not bringing my Steel types. I'm not bringing my Dark type. So Zam is pretty much going to field day. I mean, he might be scared not to bring Zam because of those two, but I don't know. It's going to be all up to him. That's a team. I'm sorry that this team builder is starting off and going to probably be a little bit longer, but I figure I go into a little bit more detail with how my new team looks against them versus what my current team does. So let's go be bringing the mons that we have going for us here today. So first things first, we've got Serena, aka Dalla here with Rapid Spin, High Jump Kick, Triple Axel, and Power Up. You look at his team, you look at this Serena set, it beats everything on his team. One Rapid Spin boots, all I need. I outspeed everything on his team, guaranteed. I believe I'm outspeeding 130 speed. I believe I outspeed Modest Max Speed Tran, if he's that type of set. And I'm running that set just because, again, if he's a specs modest offensive train, knowing that he can be this, I'd rather be creeped to an appropriate amount. Jolly Nature with +1, unless he's not Choppleberry, I kill. More than likely, he's going to probably be Shukaberry against my draft, so I don't expect it to be Choppleberry, if anything. So, but basically with this set, I kill his team. There's nothing on his team that beats this thing. I have to rely on Triple Axel getting me more than one hit, because if I remember correctly, hits 3 times, each hit can miss. And it does rise, but basically each hit is 90%. I have been known to get a little lucky with some moves, and sometimes not. But I'm going to take the chance to rely on Serena, since all of my moves can miss. Power Whip, 85% chance to land. High jump kick, also 90%. I want to say running a set that can miss, and I have to take the risk. I am running Queen Majesty just in case, I am faster than Zygarde, and if he can chip me down with extreme speed afterwards with me being low, I think having Queen Majesty stops Zygarde and its tracks from doing that, and I can actually be able to kill Zygarde. Because again, if I don't need to run power up against it, I don't need to. If I have to go with the triple axle kill, I have to go with it. Triple axle is really just there for the Virizion. It's really just there maybe potentially for Zygarde as well. But otherwise, power up and high jump kick really just hit everything else in this team super, super hard. Oh, triple axle is also there for the Crobat as well. So if you can see this set, literally when I looked at this matchup, I just knew this set was going to be a fantastic brain. We are running the odd number in HP. That way, Life Orb recoil chip is not as much. We can stay relatively healthy as possible. Up next, we have Indigo, my Nidoqueen this matchup. I think Nidoqueen looks pretty good and solid on paper right here. Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Ice Beam, and Sucker Punch. I was saying Sucker Punch for some reason. But 76 HP, max special attack, and then 180 speed. Again, outspeeding max speed, modest Tran. If it's max speed offensive Tran, I can't outspeed it, so I figure outspeed a modest offensive Tran. This still also let me outspeed pretty much 0 speed invested in Zygarde as well, which is really important. Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Ice Beam pretty much hits this entire draft for super effective for neutral damage. Sucker Punch is realistically just there if I'm chipped down, and he's chipped down and he knows he can go for the attack to finish me off. I click Sucker Punch to get any chip damage that I can possibly get. Sheer Force gives me a tiny boost. It obviously gets majorly boosted with Life Orb, but it gives me only a tiny boost to attacks like my Sludge Wave, Earth Power, and Ice Beam. Not the strongest boost because of, not boosted by an item of choice or anything like that. It's just slightly boosted because of Sheer Force. But otherwise, I think Nidoqueen can put in a lot of good work this game, and I think Nidoqueen can do a good amount of things for us this match. Making their debut, we have the new and improved Flame. I bet he'll like this better. I'm not going to name him Krakatoa, so don't even think about it, Flame. We have Fire Blast, Steam Eruption, Sludge Wave, and Will-O-Wisp with the Shuka Berry. 116 in HP, max special attack, 16 speed depth, and 124 speed. Now, I'm taking a little bit of a risk on this one, for sure, because I'm making this only faster than 0 speed Zygarde, and that is a little scary to think about because I would rather have this be faster than Tran, but Tran can't come in cleanly against me, And if Tran's more of like bulky Tran and it's got no speed investment really on it, then Tran's not going to do much against me. I see Tran being like max special attacks and then like focused in on his defenses, HP, Spadab. I don't think it's going to focus really on speed this matchup. I don't think speed makes a lot of sense, especially when I have things like Serena, which just strictly outspeed it. Wait, right? Let me just double check that. No, Serena doesn't outspeed, so he could just run Timid Nature and run outspeed for Serena. And even with the Earth Power, I do have the Shuckleberry to kill it. I would love to have my Shuckleberry for Zygarde. And yes, I'm running dual Shuckleberry just because I felt like when it comes to Zygarde, whether I'm in against this thing with my Flame or my Indigo here, I can easily either go for the Will-O-Wisp, go for String Steam damage, or that. And if he's Long Berry, that's also good until the no. I do think he's going to be Yachi Berry just because of Lapras, and I think he's going to be very terrified of Lapras because Lapras is a threat versus his team. So definitely something to note there. But otherwise, I do think Volcanion here, fantastic matchup here. I really think Volcanion has the tools to be an amazing Pokemon for this matchup. Going up next, we've got Joey, who's going to be now be a Tauros. I hope he's okay with being a Tauros. We've got Body Slam, Ice Beam, Zen Headbutt, and Earthquake. Basic 3 of these attacks can hit his entire team for super effective neutral damage. And then Earthquake obviously there for the Tran. Obviously Earthquake not boosted. Being Sheer Force, I lose instant Earth like chips, so that's why I made sure I had unnumbered my HP. Obviously, pretty much almost max speed and max attack. This lets me outspeed Virizion and basically starts punching holes for his team. Obviously, Zam could be a little bit of a problem because of, Psychic plus Focus Blast equals almost death. But the good news is he can't force the switch in on this thing. The good news is that, again, if I have to, I can just sack this Pokemon and then go into something, that takes the hit and can either just revenge it or just chip it down. Again, Tauros can be just a really good mon overall. I think Tauros provides a very good offensive utility sets and stuff like that. Tauros just, I think, can do so much work from this game. Body Slam just gets boosted because of, the para chances, and it's a really strong body slam for that. Ice Beam, even with the Jolly Nature, does 2 KO Zygarde, unless Zygarde is super defensive at the level 50 and stuff like that. So definitely something to carry and point out there. But Zen Headbutt there for the Virizion, again, Virizion Scarf. I don't want to risk Tauros in that situation because I think Tauros can put in a lot of work. But if that's the case, actually I would rather have that because then I can know that Tauros can actually put in a lot of good work in the rest of this matchup. Especially if there could be a small chance he doesn't bring Zam. There is a small chance he couldn't bring Zam. Because I do have some priority options. I do have, Aegislash, Hydreigon, which can outspeed it, or basically have the priority to beat it and everything like that. So, who knows? But overall, Tauros, fantastic months here. Up next, we're bringing back our Archeops. And sorry if you keep hearing my cat. She just wants attention. Well, we're bringing back Archeops. We're bringing back Meteor Beam set, but this time we're bringing a really kind of cool tech set. We're bringing Tailwind this week. I am not that type of player that actually uses Tailwind or uses that at all. Because, for one, I just don't kind of care for the move. It's not... I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong. For about 3 to 4 turns, you basically... Right, 3 to 4? Well, for 4 turns. But when you got the first turn, you set it up, which counts. So basically, like 3 turns to have double speed and everything like that. I think it's really, really cool. That's where I think, Archeops has a lot going for it in this matchup, too. I get to Tailwind, quickly switch out to make the appropriate switches I need to make right there, and then just go from there. Like, if I set Tailwind as he brings in Morpeko, I go and make the switch here into something maybe like Dala. I'm faster. I can then go for, Power Whip, a high jump kick, with having that speed boost up, and if I know I can live an attack from something that's in front of me as the Tailwind's about to peter out, I go for Rapid Spin, still have the speed gun. I think there's a lot of good utility options here with Archeops here, but you're also going to run the Power or Meteor set again. It's a little risky because I would like to have Rock Stab in this matchup, but unfortunately the Rock Stab on this thing is terrible. It only has Ancient Power and Head Smash really. And I think, well, Rock Slide and Rock Blast, but like, no other special move. It doesn't even get Power Gem, which I think is a little bit of a dummy thing to have, but it's fine. But Earth Power plus Air Slash pretty much just hits everything else on his team. If we're in a dire strait here where, I feel like I'm going to die to something, I can click Tailwind, sack this thing off, bring something in that can take advantage of those 3 turns relatively well, and then go from there. So I do think Explorer has a great utility, but also a potential breaking offense. Again, faster than Virizion, and everything else on his team except for Alexander. So definitely switching it up there. And last but not least, this is going to be a very unique set here. We're bringing back Lapras. We're bringing back Dragon Dance Lapras, baby. I actually kind of wanted to go like special, like Specs Lapras in some way, but I felt like this set worked so well in what I wanted to do. So I think this is the route I wanted to go. We are running Dragon Dance, Avalanche, Drill Run, and Freeze Dry. I'm not running Water Stab. I'm running Ice Stab this week, baby. I fear he's going to really be pre-prepping for the Water Stab, so I'm going with the physical stab. So the idea with this set is to essentially beat Virizion with +1 speed, because I outspeed max speed Virizion, unless it's Scarf, obviously. Avalanche guaranteed kills it. Freeze Dry with even the Jolly Nation, the 100 special attack investment, guaranteed 2 KOs per arena, except if, it's got leftovers, then it's potentially a rule to 2 KO. If it's obviously Specs, I live any one hit from that thing. I am taking a big risk running Shell Armor this week, and the main reason I'm running Shell Armor this week is for the fact that there's a chance that Leaf Blade crit from Virizion, which actually Leaf Blade I think doesn't have a chance to. Leaf Blade always kills me, but it prevents me from being critted, which I think is really important for Lapras. I think Lapras being avoided any potential crit. The main reason I wanted Lapras for my team and having Shell Armor. So I just generally think Lapras is going to be really good fit for this matchup. I think Lapras can potentially break early on in the matchup. I get the right leads here. Again, it's just going to come down to team preview and see how I like when leads are. If I can predict the right lead against my team, I can just straight up get something going with this team. So I definitely think there's that. But yeah, that's going to be the squad, guys. Again, if, I mess up and I can't use this new transactions and I have to use the old team against him, then obviously you're going to see a different team builder, and I'll make sure I note that to break the fourth wall even harder. But if not, this is going to be the squad for week 3. I'm a little nervous, and I'm going to be very time crunched, guys. These next 2 weeks are going to be, oh my god. I'm going to be working 2 full weeks, no days off. I mean, technically speaking, I'll get day off, because the Monday on the 6th, I'm actually finished my one job, and I'm only going to be, kind of like part-time help with events and stuff like that, in that type of situations and stuff like that. And then I'll be full-time at my new job, but the thing is, I'm not being full-time these first 2 weeks, on the days I have off from my full-time job, I'm actually going to be working over at my old job to help with events and stuff. So the Sunday and Monday I have coming up that are going to be off from my full-time job, I have to work at my other job. And then the Friday and Saturday for both this upcoming week and the week after that I have off from my full-time job, I have to work at my old job for events. So it's just like, for these next 2 weeks, I'm going to be rampant. I'm going to be very tired, exhausted. So videos tend to be also very late. I do apologize on that. But yeah, also super sorry I made this team builder way longer than it needed to be. But I figured I'd say all this stuff in video instead of doing separate videos. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up. Not taking much more time of your day. For everyone that's stuck around to the end of the video, I thank you all very much. I very much appreciate that. We have had over 2,300 views on the channel. We are at 27 subs. The support I've been getting lately has been absolutely crazy. Thank you all so much for the love. It really does mean a lot. It really does mean a lot. I hope I said that right. Mean a lot to me, and honestly just keeps me wanting to keep going. And I'm wanting to go pursue the future of getting Elgato, give you guys amazing better league content, or even like Wi-Fi content, or even Let's Plays in that regard as well, just so you guys can finally get some more deserving content that I should be giving you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I gotta shut up. I gotta get ready for work. Until next time, guys, I'm Phil Shocker, and this is I'll see you guys later. Peace.